City Wrestling.
Oh yeah, welcome. Hello everybody, welcome to Grind City Wrestling. I am Dustin Starr. Be sure to follow us on social media at Grind City Media. Take that subscribe button to Slap City wherever you're listening or watching here on YouTube. This week, we are on the road to WWE SummerSlam. Plus, we have 2 weeks worth of hot action to catch up on. Ladies and gentlemen, bell time. Introducing first, he's my co-host, my tag team partner, third man in the trio typically, but it's me and you in a tag team here today. It's Devin Walker, baby. What's up, D?
We're in the building, bro. It's been a wild 2 weeks. It's a big weekend we got a big weekend on deck, bro. We gotta talk about it. Some stuff happened this week. We gotta talk about it. I got a list. We gotta talk about it. So let's talk about it.
I've got a whole lot to include with that, including my best wrestling that I watched all week. Eric was with us a little bit earlier. He gave us some of his predictions and the best wrestling that he watched. So E-Rock will join us back here next week. Be sure to follow Devin on Twitter at Devin_Walker2. And of course, I am at Dustin Starr, and you can follow Grind City Media at Grind City Media. First and foremost, Devin, what's new? Anything good?
Man, not really, bro. Nah. I think I saw you ringside with BLJ at wrestling night. What do you mean nothing's going on? Oh, dude, I guess that was last week. Like all my days, kind of like if it wasn't in the last 2 days, I'll probably forget it happened. But yeah, I was there at a wrestling night at REDBIRDS. It was a great event. Shout out to Dustin Starr and his peeps. I wish I could have simulated through the game because I almost fell asleep, and I'd rather just watch the wrestling part. But it's cool, it's fine. I got one gripe with you, 5-star, and I told you this during the game. Y'all made that damn wrestling trivia too damn easy.
Theme songs?
Theme song, too damn burn. Like my little brother knows that.
Well, so behind the scenes on that, there were supposed to be 3. There were going to be 3 songs, but I had no idea. So that was one and done. I think they were going to do Stone Cold and Hulk Hogan. So 3 of the easiest theme songs. But at a night like that, it's not all wrestling fans, it's baseball fans. So you had to be super duper easy. But I'm going to talk about that night here in just a little bit. Anything else going on?
Oh, no, I'm ready. Let's get to his best wrestling, bro, because there was a lot of ish going on to talk about.
You are up first. We didn't have a podcast last week. The last week counts 2. Best wrestling that you've watched.
Like I said, my days kind of run together at this point, but I will say this. And I'm pretty sure I think E-Rock is probably his best wrestling of the week. But for me, it was so intriguing that it's my best wrestling of the week. And I always love these stories, like these old tales of like what actually happened, right? Whether it's the plane ride from the WWE plane ride that told the story about Scott Hall and all of them being super problematic, to this new episode of Dark Side of the Ring that highlights Bash at the Beach 2000, where we all wonder what the hell happened when Jeff Jarrett just laid down for Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan puts his foot on him. 1, 2, 3. What happened? What happened? What went into the story? Bro, it is insane. But this story is being told by Vince Russo and Eric Bischoff on the show, on the episode. Then you get little side bits from Jeff Jarrett. You get side bits from just other people, from Lance Storm. Bro, it is amazing. And for once in my life, I've never said this because he's a jerk off for real. I've never said it. And me and E-Rock said, are you team Bischoff or are you team Vince Russo? I'm on team Russo. And the people that have watched it and have seen it, I want to hear y'all's opinions because there's 2 different stories. There's 2 different stories. There's
Help us out there.
There's Russo's story. There's Bischoff's story saying that nobody communicated that Vince Russo was going to go out there and cut a promo after Hulk Hogan beat Jeff Jarrett. There was communication that the Bischoff, they're saying like nobody communicated with them about anything that was going to happen, from Booker T wrestling the match that same night to face Jeff Jarrett. They're saying there was no communication. Vince Russo did not talk to them about it. On the other side, Vince Russo is saying, yo, I went into a room and we pitched y'all 3 different ideas. Hulk Hogan, who had 100% creative control over all of his stories, which
is ridiculous, by the way.
It's insane.
Yes.
He has 100% creative control. He can overwrite anything you do. Vince Russo said, I pitched him 2, 3, 4, 5 ideas, and he landed on this one. So, and the thing is, the way it plays out, it seems like Russo's the guy that's telling the truth.
Which is crazy, but Jeff Jarrett backed it up. Now, I'll admit I have not seen this Dark Side of the Ring Bash at the Beach 2000, but I did watch live and was totally confused at what the hell was going on. I watched Dark Side of the Ring on YouTube, so it takes a couple days for it to hit YouTube. So I've been catching all up. But man, for you and E-Rock,
it's amazing
to be on Team Russo is absolutely crazy. And you're right, that was E-Rock's best wrestling that he watched all week. He was actually fired up talking about it and called you right out and said, "Hey, all right, what team are you on?"
Yeah.
And I think the story that you guys were kind of talking about was like the defamation of character. It's like a television show.
Yeah.
It's not a reality television show. It's not like the news. It is literally a scripted television show. So how can you have a defamation of character when you are a character on the show?
And Hogan's trying to say, yo, he went out there and called me a bald bastard and this and that. Like, dude, it's a television show.
So I've heard a whole lot worse on WWE Attitude Era or whatever.
Exactly.
Yes. All right.
No, you have to. 5-star. You have to go watch it. I want to see how you feel because you're someone who work in the industry. You book TV shows, and it's just funny to see like how it was basically the downfall of WCW that you had like Vince Russo, who was once a great writer for WWE, go into WCW and basically ruin it, and then you have a guy like Eric Bischoff, who was at the beginning of WCW, who kind of was the Kickstarter for that company kind of come off the ground, them coming together and basically ruining WCW and sending it down the drain. So that's a great story, bro. I give it 5 stars. I can't wait for you to watch it.
All right, best wrestling that I watched all week. I'm going to be a homer. I'm going to say Redbirds Wrestling Night was off the chain. I mean, it was pre-game matches. We had shenanigans all throughout the night. Promos on the dugout. Hollywood Click comes out onto the field, interrupts the game. Steal Rocky the Rockin' Redbirds championship belt, which, by the way, whoever created that thing, kudos to them. Did you see this championship belt? Not to toot our own horn. Oh my gosh.
Hold that thing. It was really like legitimately 15 pounds of gold. It was phenomenal.
Very, very good championship belt, culminated with a huge main event. I want to say Boz versus Austin Lane in the pregame was so good. I cannot wait to see them run that back at the Wrestle Center. And then, of course, Rocky the Rockin' Redbird jumping off the top rope, landing the big splash. Big shout out to Grind City Media for posting that up. Has over 150,000 views on Twitter. So really, really good stuff. I wish E-Rock were on the podcast here because typically he'll hate on anything Redbirds.
Yeah, and I think I need him to put respect on Rocky's name because that he killed that jump, man. That's that little Swanta crossbody. He did his thing.
He definitely did. So it was a really, really fun night. I would keep our eyes open on some other stuff. I'll be at the 901 day game out there. I think I'm going to be in the dunk tank for that one.
Oh, wow.
Which is kind of interesting. I think somebody's trying to mess my hair up.
Oh, you know someone's going to try to. You know, someone's going to make it their duty to make sure you get dunked faster.
Yes, totally. But Memphis Wrestling, tag teaming with the Memphis Redbirds, it was a ton of fun and can't wait to do it more this season with maybe the Tigers or the Grizzlies, or there were some discussions with the Showboats previously too. So there's no telling what's coming up next for Memphis Wrestling. All right. Now that that's out of the way.
Wait, one last thing, real quick. Mm-hmm. I want to give a side shout out to Vikingo. Last night I watched AEW Dynamite, and he did 2 things, and I always bring it up on the show when it happens. He did 2 things last night that I've never ever seen before in my life. You see the spot?
Oh, I love their tag team gear. But when he jumped off the guy's shoulders,
he jumped off the guy into the destroyer, and then they do the tandem tiptoe on the ropes, like, and they do a freaking moonsault. I'm like, what What is going on?
Didn't we just have rules and regulations here? Whatever happened to those?
And all those rules were broken.
They broke all those right off the jump.
No, shout out Black bro. I love him.
Definitely. All right, so we got some quick hits, some notes. I know you do too, so we can bounce back and forth. First and foremost, WWE SummerSlam is live this Saturday, emanating from Detroit, Michigan. You can watch absolutely free with me and the stars of Memphis Wrestling at Dave & Buster's in Memphis. We're gonna have some free wrestling tickets, also some free game card. Come out. That's this Saturday, SummerSlam at Dave & Buster's. Which match are you looking forward to the most? I can go through a couple if you need me to.
Because the virality of it is the Logan Paul Ricochet thing.
Who wins?
I think that has a chance to be something special.
Or it could be scrambled eggs, because you have one guy who is still very green to the professional wrestling sports entertainment industry, and you've got Ricochet who can perform at the highest level with the best, like Rey Mysterio. So I think these guys got I'm not even gonna say that. They're rehearsing this thing. Hopefully it's exactly what you said.
Yeah, I hope something viral comes out of it, because I love to see things that I've never seen before. They've already given us a moment that we've never seen before. That spot in was it the Rumble?
Mm-hmm.
The spot of the Rumble, which is I've never seen two dudes jump and meet in the middle of the ring in the air. So I hope they give me something I've never seen before. So I guess for the virality of the show, that Logan Paul Ricochet match is what I'm really looking forward to.
Who wins? E-Rock says Logan Paul wins.
I think he has to. I mean, I know they want to give Ricochet that rub, because he's actually, for the first time, actually getting a nice little rub where the crowd's reacting to him.
Yes.
Which I love to see for him, because his wife is great. Shout out Samantha Irvin. Goated.
One of my favorites. I'm a Justin Roberts guy, but the way that he just belts it out. Yeah, I love it.
She's great. But I think Logan Paul wins. Not easily, but I think he'll win. Another thing I'm looking forward to is the continued, I hope this is the debut in some ways of this new all-black faction that they've been kind of teasing on Raw. Bobby Lashley disappears for a little bit. He comes back in this like all-black suit, and he's like linking up with the Street Profits, and like he's getting them suits. He links up with the guy from NXT, their champion. Forgot his name.
Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah, Carmelo Hayes and his guy Trick Williams. He gives them suits, and like this could be like the modern day Nation of Domination, and I'm here with it. I'm here for it.
They are not on the card, but SummerSlam is definitely a huge stage to debut something like that. So keep your eyes open on there. So also you got Cody versus Rock. E-Rock says that Cody is going to win this one. I have to agree with him here. I can totally see where Cody would lose, but after Peacock documentary and all that good stuff, he's got to win to close this chapter to move on to the next one, which is going to be Roman Reigns eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Who wins?
Yeah. I think Cody wins. I think Rock has beat the shit out of him every week, bro.
Yeah.
I think that's the way it goes, right? Wrestling,
yes.
You get your ass beat for week by week, and you overcome adversity, and then you have the freaking the Cody Rhodes documentary on Peacock. Like, bro, you can't be losing on the SummerSlam show. They got a documentary to run, so which I have to watch that because I've heard it's really good.
Well, we'll talk about that one next week. This one is probably one of the most intriguing matches. The Intercontinental Championship, Gunther, almost the longest reigning champion in history, well over 400 days, against the returning Drew McIntyre. So this one has me intrigued because if you break the streak, this is Drew's return. There were rumors, and Triple H said these rumors were not true, that Drew could possibly leave. He's re-signed. What do? Gunther or Drew McIntyre?
The Nikola Jokic of the WWE. Shout out Gunther, bro. He's pudgy. He does his thing, but he does it. He wins. So shout out to the Nikola Jokic of the WWE. I'll give it to Gunther. By the way, bro, I try to watch it in slow mo. That damn jacket thing he does, 5-star.
Yeah.
Might be one of the most underrated things in wrestling, because it's a smooth jacket transition.
So silly. It's so silly that we're even talking about the way that he takes the jacket off, but you're right. It's unique. So
I'll give it to Nikola Jokic, baby Joker himself. He wins over McIntyre.
E-Rock picked Drew. I think I'm going to go with Gunther as well. World Heavyweight Championship match, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor. think that's easy that Rollins is going to go over in that one. And then, of course, you have the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. It's Tribal Warfare.
Wait,
Roman Reigns.
Rewind. You go back to that Finn Balor Rollins match. I think that has a chance to be some action because because didn't Priest still have the suitcase?
Yes, he does. I
think something happens with that. I don't know what it could be, but I think something with the suitcase happens. We'll see though. But back to the other match.
Well, then Priest would have to ruin it for his friend Balor.
Exactly. I see something there. I see a little swerve action happen. You can't just give me a straight match with the Judgment Day involved. Like you gotta give me some swerve action in there.
Undisputed WWE Universal Championship, Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns. There are rumors, again, that The Rock could be returning at SummerSlam, especially due to the strike in Hollywood and all of that stuff. So first of all, who wins? And second of all, do we see The Rock?
I think Roman wins. By the way, Roman's appearance on First Take was amazing. Paul Heyman is for sure the GOAT. Like I don't
love it.
There's no debate right now.
Bobby Heenan would have loved that.
Yes, and him. Stephen A. saying, "What about Bobby Heenan?" He said he's dead. What about Jimmy?
What about him?
What about Jimmy Hart? Well, my prayers haven't been answered yet. Like, dude, that's hilarious. Like, I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, totally.
Hilarious. But yeah, I give it to Roman. I do think The Rock shows up because I think this is one of the big three. And you need a splash on one of the big three pay-per-views. And yeah, I think that happens.
I feel like that Roman's gonna win. So does Eric McMahon. He thinks Roman's gonna win. I think in that scenario, you've got The Rock. If he shows up, now we're headed to WrestleMania, Rock and Roman. We've got that long build. But then also on the other hand, I don't think Cody is left out to dry because I think Cody will end up being the world heavyweight champion, whether it's Seth Rollins or whoever it is come WrestleMania time. So SummerSlam is this weekend. It's on Saturday in Detroit. You can watch free with us at Dave & Buster's in Memphis. I'll be there drinking beer. My next note, unless you have one that you want to share, Devin, is I've been waiting to do this the whole show. Rob Van Dam.
Yo, like I kind of popped when that happened yesterday, bro, because it was his old music. It was old ECW theme song.
Walk by Pantera was blaring. Jerry Lynn. I knew there was no way Jerry Lynn was going to have a match or anything, so I was wondering what they were going to do. So very, very cool that we got to see RVD, and apparently he's going to be in action next week.
Dude, I will watch RVD at 50 years old, 60 years old. If you put RVD in a wrestling ring, I will watch it.
Me too. What are your notes? What do you got?
Just keep Katie Forbes away. All right, my notes. I got one quick note for all our wrestling historians out there. I know we got some wrestling. Keep Katie Forbes away. I don't need her bouncing around. I saw a tweet, bro, and I'm pretty sure you saw it because you probably have some wrestling stuff on your timeline. The WWE wrestlers with the most wins in history, right?
Yeah, I did.
I was going to do a trivia with you and say, could you name the top five? But you already saw the list, so there's no point in me naming the top five. So let's go down. I'm going to go down this list real quick.
Very cool.
1, or should we start at the bottom? Start at the bottom. Number 15, Roman Reigns. 14, Triple H. No shocker. 13, Sheamus. 12, Kofi Kingston.
Sheamus was on fire, especially during his early run. I mean, he literally beat everybody, was one of the youngest champions and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not surprised at all by that. And then Kofi, they really, like, Kofi was all over the place with New Day and even before that doing the United States Championship and stuff. So this is pretty spot on. 11, Randy Orton. Shout out Randy Orton. He got a good push when he was young. He has 1,276 wins. Number 10 is a little of a kind of a shocker. Matt Hardy. Yeah. Breaking the top 10.
Shout out Matt Hardy. Number 9, Shawn Michaels. The sexy boy.
You have to remember, like, this spans way back to when he was there in the 80s or whatever, or early 90s. Gosh, yeah.
Number 8 is The Big Show. Number 7 is Rey Mysterio. Number 6 is Kane. Number 5, Hulk Hogan. Number 4, Tito Santana. Number 3, John Cena. Burn, burn, burn. Number 2, The Undertaker. And number 1 on this list, Bret the Hitman Hart. 5-star. You heard the list. You've seen the list. Does anything shock you? Does anything shock you?
The one thing that when my buddy, he's a huge Bret Hart fan. So when I saw this, I immediately sent it to him, and he said, if that's accurate, they worked Bret like a dog in his 13 years. So think of that. Like, Shawn Michaels was there much longer than Bret Hart. Most of those names were there, and Bret was only there 13 years. Rey Mysterio has more wins than Shawn Michaels. I guess Shawn took those couple years off, but yeah, man, if this is accurate, we'll tweet this out, I guess. But if this is accurate, that's the top 15 in history. And some of the comments are like, Tito Santana?
Yeah, Tito Santana's hilarious. That he has that many wins.
He's on number 4. He's number 4 on the list. Tito Santana, Hall of Famer.
My question to you, 5-star, this is the reason why I wanted to bring this list up, is this. So you see this list, I'm pretty sure WWE knows this list is out there at this point.
Yeah, they've seen it.
At this point, do you make the case for number 15, Roman Reigns? Because I know that WWE wants to make him the greatest thing to ever happen. He hasn't lost in like 5 years, it feels like.
Yeah, but he's got to wrestle a lot of matches to beat.
I'm saying, when it's all said and done, I want to ask you this: when it's all said and done, because Roman he doesn't wrestle that much. Where does Roman Reigns end up on this list? He's one of the greatest champions ever. He's going to hold the belt for the longest time ever. Where does Roman Reigns up on
I don't think he breaks top 10. I don't think he breaks top 10 because Matt Hardy's at 1309 and Roman's at 994. Roman doesn't work that often, so it's going to be pretty tough for him even to kind of get to Kofi.
Is there anybody surprised you don't see on this list? For like longevity purposes, like guys that were in the business for 20 years. And
gosh, you'd think Stone Cold would be here somewhere, but his run was not extremely long during the Attitude Era. Interesting short list. We'll tweet that out. Very, very good stuff. It's amazing that I saw that this morning and texted that out, so I'm glad I was ready for it. Any other notes? Got a couple minutes here.
Couple more notes. That's pretty much it, dude. I'm ready for SummerSlam. Vikingo is goated. Adam Cole, Bay, and MJF going one-on-one at Wembley Stadium. By the way, a note on that: did you see that they're going to surpass WWE for the biggest audience for a wrestling show?
Well, until WWE decides to do one over there, I guess.
Oh,
congratulations, AEW, bro. That is huge, absolutely huge. But I do think the WWE will step up and say, all right, well, let's show them how it's done.
You're like, wait, you did what? Okay, cool.
Yeah, cool story, bro. We're over here at SummerSlam, our second biggest event of the year, or whatever, at Detroit. Anyways, I CM Punk world title thing. I hate it. We'll talk about that next week when E-Rock's here. Moxley, Penta, and Trent were awesome. Thumbtacks, blood, the whole 9 yards. Speaking of blood, episode 200 of Dynamite, Nick Wayne in a literal pool of his own blood, courtesy of Swerve Strickland. So very gory stuff that we saw on Dynamite this week. WWE was awesome gearing up for SummerSlam. So a couple of more minutes here, Devin. I'm going to tell you that we are live coming up on Memphis Wrestling this Saturday on television. Rule is going to respond to the murder hawk monster Lance Archer, and these guys are on a collision course. Looks like they're going to have some sort of a match involving a casket based off of what Lance Archer said last week on Memphis Wrestling. Check it out, youtube.com/@Memphis Wrestling. This Saturday, WWE SummerSlam, absolutely free at Dave & Buster's. Then this Sunday, Chris Masters and Dirty Dango will be live in Memphis, 3296 Winbrook Drive. That is our Memphis Wrestling television taping. Get your tickets at championshipwrestlingmemphis.com. You can use the code word DANGO or Masters to save $5 off your ticket. Then Saturday, August 19th, Memphis Wrestling and the Pontotoc Run Club are tag teaming with Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Oh, he's coming to Pontotoc. You can meet him at 4 p.m. Everybody there can meet Hacksaw. Bell time is 5 p.m. All benefiting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. August 26th, Gleason, Tennessee. It's the Tater Town Throwdown. That's your favorite name ever, Devin. That is a big fundraiser for Gleason High School. Once again, Tater Town Throwdown. Then August 27th, the very next day, the real one, Enzo Amore, is coming to Memphis Wrestling, and you can't teach that. He was actually cutting a promo on Instagram the other day with some Memphis Grizzlies shorts on. I loved it. September is going to be absolutely huge, so stay tuned to championshipwrestlingmemphis.com for more information, or right here on the Grind City Wrestling Podcast. D, what's going on this weekend? You coming to drink beer with me at Dave & Buster's?
I will be in Connecticut, bro, for a freaking wedding. I'm going to be at a wedding this weekend in Connecticut, so I'll have it on. I'll have SummerSlam on a little screen on my phone, trying to watch it. But that's what I got.
Earbud in.
Yeah, earbud in, trying to see what's going on. But yeah, I'll be in Connecticut this weekend. I guess I'm excited about it. I don't know, whatever, cool. But yeah, it's gonna be a great weekend for me of Connecticut stuff.
When do you come back?
Monday.
I was gonna say, if you need me to save you a seat at the Wrestle Center, you better let me know, because every seat will be filled this Sunday.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss that. But yeah, I wish I was different. But yeah, I'll be in Connecticut until Monday. But I'll be watching wrestling though, dude. I think WWE put out the numbers yesterday. We might be, I wouldn't say a golden age of wrestling, but I think wrestling is coming back. Wrestling is back. I think wrestling is cool again. For a moment there, it kind of was like in the middle. It was a tweener. Then it became like it became niche again. But now I think wrestling is becoming like the cool thing again, and I love to see it.
Let's end with this, because I agree with you. There are some of the older guys in the wrestling business that feel like, the best days are gone. The good old days are gone. And I look at it, the good old days are right here. Memphis wrestling is thriving. Our local scene is thriving. Memphis is thriving, I feel like, in sports. WWE is more profitable than ever. AEW with one of the biggest shows in wrestling history at Wembley coming up. This is awesome. And I'm Dustin Starr. He is Devin Walker, and that is Grind City Wrestling. Oh, yeah. Don't shoot.
I'm bad.